any further delay, we're going to pick it up at 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. In the Hallelujah scriptures, that's 11:01. 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Yaakov, let her go back there, bro. Come on. Go ahead, Nick. Go.
2 Thessalonians?
Yeah, we're going to start the 2nd chapter. We're going to go back and forward in the King James and the Hallelujah scripture because I like the way they both read. So, it says, as to the coming of our Master, Yehoshua HaMashiach, and our gathering together to him, we ask you, brothers,
not to become easily unsettled in mind or troubled, either by spirit or by word or by letter, as if from us, as if the day of Yahuwah has come.
So he started off talking about the second coming of Yehoshua. We know that Yehoshua's second coming is the day of Yah. And the scripture tells us that when he come, he will be judging and making war. So his second coming is not going to be a bed of roses. It's going to be war. It's going to be establishing the kingdom of Yah on earth eternally.
It's going to be the real fire and fury, such as the likes of the world have never seen.
That's right. Absolutely. Because what Trump says and what he's going to do, what the world is going to do, the Bible talks about World War III. Depends on your understanding of Revelation. It depends on your understanding of prophecy. It talks about nuclear war and things of that nature. Those things are going to happen. And so it already has happened. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. So we can just go with that. And as devastating as that was, that's going to be a walk in the park compared to when Yahushua returned. As devastating as that was, it's like Israel just said, hey, the real fire and fury is coming from Yahushua at his second return. So he said in verse 2, not to become easily unsettled in mind or troubled, or as the King James Version say, not to be soon shaken in the mind or troubled, neither by spirit nor by word, nor by letter from us, as the day of Yehoshua is at hand. So don't be shaken based on the news, the internet, letters, rumors, even things you witness with your own eyes. Don't be shaken in mind, because there are things that is happening that is shaking the mind of weak people, people without faith, people that don't know the Most High, people that don't understand the times. They will be shaken in mind. Their hearts will fail them from the things that they are seeing. So he's warning us, don't allow yourself to be shaken in mind. Because when you are shaken in mind, something comes behind that. It's called bad decisions. So when all these things that is happening begins to happen in our midst, and we're shaken in mind, then we tend to make bad decisions. So we take a bad situation and make it worse. All right. So he's saying, keep the faith, be strong, stay focused. All right. Verse 3.
Verse 3. Let no one deceive you in any way, because the falling away is to come first, and the law and the man of lawlessness is to be revealed, the son of destruction.
Let's deal with that. Let no man deceive you by any means. It says, let no man deceive you in any way. Why? Because the spirit of deception is out here. Because a lot of people will be deceiving people. It's like, remember last week at Lollapalooza? But Paloka, whatever the heck it's called. 4 days down in Grant Park, right? Thousands of drunk Gentiles.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a playground for who? Thieves.
Yeah.
Them thieves and pickpocketers are down there. They buying tickets. They ain't watching no band, no group. Hey, they down there breaking off these drunk Gentile white folk partying. and the police recovered hundreds of cell phones.
Man, you see it.
But they took it from thieves.
Yes.
So that is a playground for thieves. So during the time of the heavens being shaken and tribulation on the earth, hey, that's a playground for deceivers, for false prophets. This is where everybody is uneasy and shaken in mind, high in anxiety, depressed, hey, off they square, off they rocker, whatever you want to say, have a term you want to use. That is a playground for deceivers. That's when the false prophet kicks in another gear. Here's my time. I've been waiting on this
Put me
stage.
in, coach.
Yep, put me in, coach. A perfect scenario for a deceiver. So here he come with all the false prophets. Hey man, you'll be surprised how all these people, well, you won't be, on YouTube talking about the solar eclipse that's coming August 21st.
Yeah.
Hey, you got so many people prophesying about what is to come due to the signs in the heaven. These people have no relationship with the Most High. Never heard of them before, and all of a sudden they got a YouTube channel, with all type of editing equipment to make they nonsense look all beautiful and slick.
They got music to it.
Yes.
Orchestrated music.
Yep.
I said, when did the father start using Western civilization concert hall music
Yeah.
to bring forth prophecies?
Marketing, advertising.
For marketing.
For money. 'Cause you get paid the hits on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
You get patrons. You get money for that. So this is a playground for deceivers. And so you have to be very careful. Don't go eating off other plates other than the ones you know to eat off of. Now all of a sudden there's more chaos in the world, and Trump is talking about World War III because North Korea ain't finna take this land down lightly.
No.
So these people are kamikaze warmongers. Hey, these people take pride into running a plane into you. See,
They take pride in taking their own sword.
that's what I'm talking about.
They chest.
They like Muslims with bombs on their back. See, they not African American slaves.
Who's scared and skipping and bucking. Oh, yes,
Like LaDainian Tomlinson get in the NFL Hall of Fame and thank his slave master. I mean, that is the worst buffoonery act I've seen in my life. This man was thanking his slave master for a great name. Hey, these people ain't like that. If you know anything about World War II and them Japanese kamikazes, them Asians, they give their life for the cause. These people got millions of troops ready to die on the ground.
And them people so isolated from the world.
Yeah.
They just amongst themselves.
Yep.
These people are ready for. They've been training
their whole life
since they was Netanyahu age. That's what I'm trying to find, baby. I'm talking about they've been waiting. They have died waiting.
And you see how they marching?
Listen. All they wanted was somebody to say something to them. What? We've been waiting on this.
And they got the right angry white man in office.
So
they got the right cowboy in office. This John Wayne dude.
So this is chaos, y'all.
Yep.
This is chaos. And when verse 2 says not to become easily unsettled in mind are troubled, either by spirit or by word or by letter, as if from us, as if the day of Yah has come. The day of Yah, you got to go back to what he said. That's not a pleasant day.
Nope.
So he's not saying don't be settled on mind during a time of peace. Who unsettled with everything nice and quiet? Anybody get nervous when everything nice and quiet and you chilling at home? I'm probably the only one to do that. Cause I'm like, it's too it's just too nice. It's just this week been too good.
Yeah.
But he's not saying grab your mind in that time.
Right.
It got to be chaotic.
Yep.
Like it is now.
Like it is now. Homicide rate out the window.
It has to be chaotic. Its suicidal rate is out the window for white Gentiles.
Yep.
Homicidal rate is out the window for us.
And
they killing themselves, we killing each other.
And the military. Military killing themselves. So they really in anxiety now.
Because they not, it's on a brink. Listen, in Guam, Trump talking crazy, but in Guam, the governor of Guam is pamphlet out. He said, oh, there's nothing to worry about, take this pamphlet. Just you go to emergency situation.
Right. You don't want to cause a state of emergency panic.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they going around saying, oh, everything is nice. Take this pamphlet, read it.
Get your bomb shelter.
Get your bomb shelter. So this how rough this thing is.
And it could be planned. We don't know what these Gentiles doing.
Listen, and that's what I was gonna call you yesterday about, man. What I'm hearing, the way the media, I'm faulting the media. I'm not even faulting Trump's stupidness, because every time the man say something, they got a camera in his face.
Yep. And to me, he really didn't say nothing wrong.
He said, hey,
talking to a fool. Hey, you talking about killing me? Hey man, stop threatening me. Is that what he's saying?
Hey, so what I'm trying to show you all is that, and I was gonna tell you about this, is that, man, first thing I thought about was how the media was pushing this. I mean, I watched the news for a good, literally all day. I had it on the previous night. I went to sleep with it, woke up with it. And the same story, they have nothing else to talk about.
Nothing.
And I was on CNN for 12 hours, and CNN was right after, they just talked about it. They went right back to talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, wait a minute, man, they are inciting this thing. The media is inciting it.
Yeah.
They got correspondence. Yeah, so what do you think about that? Was Trump smart? I mean, why would he say something like that?
Right.
I'm like, you all are inciting this to the level that I start thinking war games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I start thinking, well, I said, wait a minute, man, they inciting this too hard.
Yep.
Trump said this, we're gonna look for a response from my man from North Korea. He said something. Oh, we're gonna look for a response from Trump. Is Trump gonna say something? Yo, he tweeted. Oh, what are you gonna say, North Korea? I'm saying, wait, this is like some war games, man. They're like, they setting this up on purpose. This is like intentional.
Yep. Playing games was going on.
And what my point is, they're building a scenario. They're building an environment.
Yep.
And the minute they start building an environment, the next correspondent I saw on CNN saying this, I have family. They're on the West Coast, and they're calling me asking, should they be worried? I said, man, this thing is spreading.
Yep.
But this scripture is profound, because this is right now.
It's right now. And and even politicians have insinuated that North Korea wants their nation rebuilt. And so the way they get their nation rebuilt is get America to destroy some of it, because America will rebuild every nation that it whoops. And so this is all these games, and they overpopulated with men. They need to get rid of 1 million people. So we don't know what these Gentile motives is.
We're not giving one baby in North Korea.
Yep.
If that, they be having China. Freezes. They be having birth freezes. Like, nuh-uh.
Oh, it's against the law to have more than 2 kids in China.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so they say this man, he withholds water, he withholds food from his people. And so I don't know about these rumors, because the Gentiles got their nerve to talk about this guy. So I don't know if any of that stuff is true, but I know that some of it is true, and this man is unstable, and Trump is unstable. And so when my enemy steals on my enemy, it's my entertainment. So
I sit back
I ain't on nobody's side. It's just that I understand all the millions of Israelite military people and how potentially we can get hurt in the midst of this because of a nuclear war. We don't want that. But far as picking sides and all that foolishness, we know that America's going down. We don't know how. We don't pray for it. We just understand it. So we don't hate America. We live in America. But we don't condone America's behavior, and we don't turn a blind eye to her reaping. Because she gonna reap what she sown, especially what she did to us. So it's naive for us not to think that she gonna get what she got coming to her. So we just caught in the middle of this thing and wondering, y'all, what is our position? Where do we go? And things of that nature. So here's the answer. Look at verse 2 again.
2.
It says,
Not to become easily unsettled in mind or troubled,
that's right.
either by spirit or by word or by letter, as if from us, as if the day of Yah's come.
Now, in verse 2, that word unsettled is in the King James shaken. And it talks about being of great anxiety and pain. So let me read that with that mindset. You be not soon a shaken, a be in great anxiety and pain. Because the spirit of anxiety is here.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do, man? What we gonna do?
Everybody is shook just from bills. Just from family issues, let alone World War III. That ain't even happened yet. You want to see some chaos? You're talking about all of these sick people on all type of machines and medication daily. You know how all that's going to be disrupted if there's a war? You know how hospitals going to be outside and all type of chaotic things is going to happen? Hey, the scripture told me don't be shaken. So this is our message from y'all to each other. All right? Don't be soon shaken in mind or trouble. Hey, neither by spirit, hey, nor by word. That's CNN. Hey, that's the internet. Hey, that's rumors. You might be riding on the L downtown and some preacher could be preaching doomsday. Nor by letter, ask from us. Hey, don't even be shaken by us. We got to tell you the truth, but it's not designed to shake you. It's designed for you to keep your focus.
That's right.
That's right.
Strengthen your focus.
As the day of Yehoshua, is at hand, because we look for his return to be super rough. It says, let no man deceive you by any means. So we know that the spirit of deception, the spirit of deception is going to be really, really prevalent on television, on the internet, all around the world. Everybody gonna be deep all of a sudden. So don't go eating off tables that you ain't ate off of, when times was to be what you thought was normal. Now all of a sudden, some magician done popped up. Some guy with some tricks, slick tongue, the deceiver. All these things are going to be let loose. The scripture's talking about the mystery of iniquity, and it talks about restraints on a certain type of spirit. And then the restraints is going to be let loose, so there won't be mystery of iniquity. It'll be open iniquity. That's what this is leading up to. And if you got any spiritual eyes, you can see now how things is different from when the day you was a kid until the day you became an adult. You can look at your own life and you can see from television, from church, from your own family, from your own mindset, how things used to be more moral to immoral. You can see how things are declining and the bar is getting lower and lower. All right, that's what's taking place right now. Simultaneously, Hey, with the chaos.
Listen, they're saying that the operation for a sex change operation in the army is between $2 to $8 million to be done openly.
What?
Wow.
Openly, it's free.
Man, oh man. Look at this.
The restraints coming off.
Yep. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That term, falling away, simply means defection from the truth, to forsake, to divorce, to separate yourself. So people are falling away and separating themselves from anything that's connected with righteousness. So whatever level you are on, you're not going to stay there. You either declining or you're getting higher, in the Most High. There's nobody that's stagnant.
If you stagnant, you falling away.
Absolutely. That's just a trick.
One and the same. Yeah,
that's one and the same. So, first, this goes to the believer. So, the believer's falling away. You can't fall away from something you never climbed on. So, this is talking about all those who believe that Yehoshua is Yah's redemption plan, and he's the way, the truth, and the life, and no man comes to the Father but by him. You begins to doubt that in your actions and in your life. So don't be fooling yourself by saying, well, I never admit that. You admit it in your actions. So this is what this is talking about. Falling away from what? Righteousness. Falling away from the Father's will. And then the confirmation is the world. First to the saints, then the world. But what is the world falling away from? Look at the Christian church, the Christian black church 50 years ago, and look at the Christian black church today. You and yourself see a difference.
Pastor John Wilson and First Man,
see?
Co-Pastor Joseph Johnson.
You see how the church has fallen away from whatever righteousness they have. Look at the white church. You see how they have declined, even though they was always been racist. But just based on their little self-righteousness that they had, they fallen away. Look at the school system. School system once had prayer. School system once had discipline and moral children and programs. Now they have Read Transvestite Day. They got sissies coming to the kindergarten class, reading to the children. Can't y'all see the falling away? This is in every area.
They're allowing boys to dress in drag and go in the girls' bathroom.
In the schools, in the Target grocery stores, department stores, retail stores. You see the great falling away in every area. So it ain't just with the saints. You see it all throughout humanity. Whatever morality that humanity has, you see is falling away. Because an evil presence, restraint, is being let loose. And evil is peaking. And so when the Father ever purifies anything with fire, you know what the fire causes the impurities to do? To rise up. Remember when your mama put that hog head in that pot and made that hog head cheese? And she boiled it? What was all that foam that came up? There was impurities.
I remember that from the hog maw.
Yeah, that's my grandma made them hog maw.
That thing rising up in
Yep. That's what happens when you put fire on impurities. And so this is what's happening. All sin is coming to the top. The Father said he let the grass grow so he can cut it. He let it grow.
Just talking that last night.
All this sin
Psalms 92.
Yep, the Father is just letting it come up so he can cut the head off of it. So the man of sin, lawlessness, the mysteries of iniquities is all being revealed. So no longer sin is in the mind, it's everywhere. It's in everybody's actions. Does that make sense? Can y'all see how the great falling away is here? So we talked about the great falling away in times past, just about the saints. But it's in every area of our lives. The scripture talks about in Daniel 11, where the man of sin is going to kill anything that call itself Elohim or God. He's going to destroy anything that is called Elohim or God. He's going to come against it. And so his mysteries of iniquity is attacking that. You can't bring God into school. There's a curriculum in society. You can't bring it to work. So slowly but surely, he's killing it. He's killing it until his restraints is let off of him, and he's going to come on the world stage, and then it's going to be open verbally. And we're going to be like, well, we've been waiting for this guy. We've been waiting for this because they've been pushing this stuff on us for the last 50 years, but now it's out in the open. No longer there's no saying, are you in the closet? Now the saying is, what the hell are you doing in the closet? When it used to be, are you in the closet? Now it's a bold and a prideness, to be in sin and to be out. This is the signs of the times, y'all. This is the era of the great falling away. Know what time you living in. Focus. All right? So let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. So the falling away comes before the great day of the shaking. The great day of high anxiety first comes the falling away. See how that works? Look at verse 4. Who oppose and exalt himself above all that is called God or Elohim or righteousness. This is the man of sin, the son of perdition, who we know as the anti-Messiah, the Antichrist, the abomination of desolation. Satan's spirit is housed in Yah's temple. Yah's temple is the Knesset and man. That is the temple of Yah's spirit. Yah's spirit is supposed to be in this building and in every one of us. So when the scriptures talk about the man of sin, well, we know it's going to be a man because it called him a man. But it's an abomination because it's twofold. The spirit of Satan in the man in the temple, which is the building that was designed to hear and serve Yah. See how that works? That's what we're looking for. But the world is looking for the third temple mound, to be built in the place what's called the rock of the dome, or the dome of the rock, the dome of the rock in Jerusalem. But here's the thing, man, that I discovered recently, that a lot of so-called Gentile scholars, they come to the conclusion that ain't the location. Israel, that's not the location of the temple. So you know what they doing? They not fighting the Arabs and the Christians no more to tear that down so they can build a temple. They trying to convince the Jews that ain't the right place. And so once they do that, then the temple is going to start getting built, because what a temple that Solomon built, the actual spot, is empty. So when they start building Israel, ain't gonna be no animosity because ain't nothing there. So all these years of them debating about the Dome of the Rock, they come to the conclusion that ain't even the right place. So this is the latest, and y'all gonna hear about this. the whole thing about Gentiles looking for the third temple to be built, and they told us that when the third temple is to be built, the Antichrist will be revealed. That's when tribulation starts, so on and so forth. And so the mindset of the Gentiles teach this. They're trying to make this happen. That's why I'm telling you this. And so it's got some truth to it, but they're not 100% correct. But some of it is correct because it's in plain English, in the Bible. And so the scripture clearly says that the son of perdition, the man of sin, the Antichrist, is going to sit in a temple. It says, exalting himself above everything that is called Elohim or that is worshiped, so that he sits where? Look at 4. He sit in the temple of Elohim, showing himself that he is Elohim. So they looking for another third temple. So what happened to the second temple? Anybody remember what happened to the second temple? It was destroyed when?
You gotta know this. These your people. If we were living in the land, you would have been going to this temple.
Right.
Would have been mandatory.
This temple was destroyed in 70 AD by the Romans.
Built over 400 years prior.
Right.
By Ezra and Nehemiah, y'all.
Yep. That was the second temple. And so now the third temple, where they have to sacrifice in the temple, have to be built. And so based on prophecy tells us that there will be a temple in that same position. You got some scholars, man, with some great arguments that, hey, the Dome of the Rock is not the right location. And when you watch these documentaries, Israel, it's a strong argument, man. See, I ain't never been to the land. I'm not a, what do you call a profession that, archaeologist. I'm not an archaeologist. I just got faith in the word. I'm just a man from Chicago that only knows what's been revealed to me. And so I haven't had the luxuries that the Father gave some men and to mostly Gentiles that could travel the world and that have permits to go in these countries and dig up, look for these cities. See what I'm saying? So our resources is limited. And so that's designed because the Father don't want us to have faith in nothing but Him. Hey, we got faith in nothing but the Most High. And so all this stuff is taking place while we having block parties and boogieing our way to the gas chamber, and we arguing, over who killed Tupac and who killed Biggie, and just Jay-Z 444 and decoding and all this nonsense. We are distracted, but the very thing that has everything to do with our existence today and our future, we have no knowledge of it. We're not involved in none of it, and it don't even pique our interest.
I had Joe Witness come to my door this morning.
Okay.
And I looked out in the peephole and I saw some JW standing outside my door. It's like, getting ready for class. Man, I really ain't got time for this. I ain't finna open this door. I opened the door. I'm saying I'm not gonna open the door while I'm opening the door. I'm not gonna open this door. I'm not gonna open
Click.
And they train their young people. They got a young guy, and I'm seeing him. He see my face. He's scared. He just scared.
He got his script together.
But he got his script together.
Mm-hmm.
And he, how you gonna say this? I'm Noel. So I look at his elders. They stand there and watch him. How you gonna say it? Is he saying it right? So he says, I said, what is this? We just want to leave a panel with you. What does it say? Well, it just says right here. How do you view the future? I said, well, what does it mean? I do view the future? I don't have no personal view of the future. Only biblically, prophetically. That's how I view it. He says, well, what do you mean? I have no personal view. The scriptures tell us how the future is. That's just it. Then he look at his elders like, I don't know how to respond to that. So the elder say, hey, what's your name, man? I said, yeah. Next level.
Right.
Let me go talk to you.
Right.
So point being is that people have a synopsis in their mind of how things are going to land out, how they have mapped it out.
Yeah.
And from the Gentiles with the new temple, from us,
right,
waiting on waiting to get the ticket to the wilderness,
Yeah.
The point being is that you better not be shaking in your mind.
Yep.
No matter what the perspective is.
Right.
You better have a relationship with the Father to know that when something come your way, is this from the Father or is this from another source?
Right.
Is this from another source? I better not be shaking in mind.
Right.
As if this day done passed.
Right.
Because when the man of sin is revealed, folk gonna be like,
ooh, mercy. Ain't no rapture?
Yeah, it happened and I missed it.
And I missed it? Yep.
That's what they say. Hey, look. Chaos gonna hit like never before. Don't be shaking in mind as if y'all forgot us.
Yep.
Because it's gonna be so. Listen, hasn't life happened so hectically already with us that we say, man, Father,
what next?
Man, I can't. It already get like that just in personal life.
Yeah. Imagine
all you hear, woo, 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 I'm talking about 24/7.
Right.
Bomb that Baghdad. Woo, 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 woo. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And somebody telling you, hey man, remember Thessalonians?
Yep.
Chapter 2. Don't be shaking in mind. Be like, 4 of you get about my face.
And every channel news keep looping the same story.
Ooh.
Everywhere you go, restaurants, at home, grocery stores, CNN, they got them downtown everywhere, big screen. So whatever tragedy is going on, it just keep being repeated.
Yeah.
And people that just chaotic, man. Just
over 10,000 have been reported dead. Yep. Over 15 numbers keep going up.
Yep.
How will we respond?
Yep.
How will we respond is a question we need to ask ourselves.
Absolutely.
Young and old.
So in reading this, I'm going to be going back and forward, and I'm going to reveal and deal with the Antichrist. And then the second part, I want to deal with the shaking of the heavens. All right? So the great falling away, times of trouble, the Antichrist, son of perdition, being revealed. Here are clues that he's coming. He exalts himself above all that is called Elohim or that is worship. And so he has an aura around him that his systems tears these things down. So before he shows up, his system is already getting rid of prayer out of school, right? His system is already getting rid of, you can't talk against homosexuality in public. So his system is already laying out the red carpet. So when he show up, things has been laid out for him. This is what this is telling us, right? Look at verse 5. It says, remember you not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now you know what hold that he might be revealed. Let me read that in the Hallelujah. Verse 5. Do you not remember that I told you this while I was still with you? And now you know what restrains for him to be revealed in his time. So he is being restrained. If it was up to Satan, if it was up to the devil, hey, he will manifest himself and do what he want, when he want, how he wants. Satan is being restrained by the Father by having limited access to mankind. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So the more you submit to Satan, the more access he have to you. Remember the scripture told us that if we resist him, he will what? Flee. But that's because the Father got restraints on him. All right? Look at verse 7. For the secret of lawlessness is already at work. So the mysteries of iniquity, secret of sins. It's already working. That his administration, his will, his way of doing things. Look how things have been falling away since he existed behind closed doors. Let's go back 60 years. Let's go back 60 years until today. Let's go back to the oldest person in here till today. Who's the oldest person in here? You mad? You mad?
No.
You mad telling us your age, Yaakov?
54.
He's 54. Let's
Young
go back.
man too.
Let's go back 54 years. Let's talk about society from 54 years that you can remember up to today. Because that's all we can deal with is what we know, right? All right. How was it when you watched television when you was a kid compared to watching television as an adult based on moral behavior?
You had a TV when you was little? You had a TV out there? No, they
They had electricity?
got electricity, right? No, just go ahead. That's how something like, damn, TV.
I'm finna show, right, I'm finna show you mysteries of iniquity.
How was it?
So how was society and how was the television behavior? You remember anything particular that they would show far as relationship with men and women? You remember anything in particular?
Yeah, because it was a difference. You know, they would not show them in bed together.
See?
Mm-hmm.
They had separate beds.
Boom.
So
If they showed the
married
bedroom,
couples,
two beds.
Two beds.
Yeah.
two beds.
Yeah.
Now what are they showing now?
Oh, man. Man and man.
Man and man. See how the mysteries of iniquity are already working? See, these are things that's showing us that he exists.
Yeah.
But he's behind the scene. He ain't been revealed yet. But the mysteries of iniquity showing us that he's here because that's his flavor. Y'all know Pigpen on Charlie Brown? So,
The blanket.
no, Pigpen.
When he's big beds, the dirt.
The dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Dirt.
Hey,
is the fire.
everywhere he goes, it's dirty, ain't it? But that's his oil, right?
Right.
Hey, you know Pigpen been here because he leave a trail of dirt. Hey, you know the Antichrist is here. This is Revelation, y'all. Wake up. You know the Antichrist is here because you see his systems at work. When you see his systems at work, when you see a store like Target says that a man dressed like a woman can go in a woman's bathroom, that's letting you know he's here. When the president of United States, that runs the world and influences the whole world, pass laws specifically for men to marry men and women can marry women.
And he's put on Time magazine as the first gay president.
Right.
He's recognized as the first gay president in order to pass all them bills for gays.
And then a man dressed in drag gets Woman of the Year
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
in sports. So all these things are mysteries of iniquity, but because of the restraint that the Father has on the works of the enemy, he's loosening it, and the more the Father loosens it, the door gets open more and more. You know how somebody try to come in, they stick their foot in the door, you close it, and after they got their foot in the door, they put their hand in the other hand, and they begin to push.
This is all they need.
And as they pushing the door, it's coming open more and more. So we can see the mysteries of iniquity. Mystery just means secret. Iniquity means sins. So everything that's done in the dark comes where? To the light. So this is what's taking place. So the mysteries of iniquity is already working. He who only will let until he be taken away. So until he be taken away, that's the Father's Spirit holding back the influx of the operation of Satan that desires to consume mankind. Mankind is so foolish. He's saying, come on, Satan, we love you, we want to embrace you. And the Father is holding Satan back. Hey, keep you from destroying yourself, and you is screaming for the devil.
It's just like a master with a dog, man. As long as that master is restraining that dog, the dog wants you.
Yep, he coming.
And the dog goes, ah.
Yep.
And the master goes, hey,
He got that chain.
still. Be still. Wait, ah.
The rope getting longer.
Hey, but if that master let that hand go,
He gonna let it go.
and he gonna let it go, he telling you, go on now.
Yep.
Now, hey, get off my property, go on. Okay, you still right here. Go on, get him, boy.
Guess what's gonna happen? That's what's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen. The rope is getting longer, and the dog is getting closer and closer to you. That's exactly what's gonna happen. How do I know? It's finna tell us. Look at verse 8.
And then the lawless one shall be revealed, with the master, whom the master shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and bring to nothing with the manifestation of his coming.
So, in order for Yehoshua to destroy this man, it's got to be somebody who's been in charge of all this chaos. See, he's here. He's here. He just ain't been revealed to you. But you can see him through his acts. But he's going to be revealed.
Right now, you saying, oh, Illuminati, they run the Hollywood. Oh, the Jews run Hollywood.
See?
Oh, the
Zionists.
Zionists, the foreign council on foreign relations, they run this.
Bilderbergers.
No, see there, he's still hidden then.
Yeah, he's still hidden.
The Bilderbergers, the DuPont,
The Trilateral Commission.
Trilateral Commission, the President of the United States, the Queen Elizabeth,
The Pope.
the Pope,
The Black Pope.
the Black Pope.
You know you got a Pope behind the Pope.
Yep.
Yeah, that's real. You got a Pope behind the Pope. And that's the Black Pope. The Black Pope runs the Jesuits.
What they call the Club of Rome.
Yeah. The Club of Rome. The Committee of 300.
Committee of 300. It's so many of them. Rothschild.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Hey, y'all hearing these names like, what in the world? That means you gotta keep studying.
Yep. Because all of
That's over
them,
20 years of reading stuff about that.
all of them are pushing the mysteries of iniquity.
Yep.
They the ones.
They think they pushing it greater than the next team.
Right.
right? They all work.
They all work for
All
Satan.
of work for Satan, and they all pushing Satan's agenda, and they answer to Satan.
Yep.
They might know the Antichrist. He just ain't been revealed to the world. And this is principalities and wickedness in high places, but it trickles down to the ghettos. All right. But it says in 7, only until he who now restrains come out of the midst. And then the lawless one shall be revealed. When he let that lease go. Whom Adam, the master, Rabbi Yehoshua, shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and bring to nothing with the manifestation of his coming. Then coming is against the workings of Satan and all the powers and signs of wonders of falsehood. Let me read that in the King James. It says, even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, with all powers, signs, and lying wonders. So this is giving us a what you call it, a synopsis or a resume of some of his operation. This is giving us a resume of the anti-Messiah's operation. So what is his resume? All power, signs, and lying wonders. So he's going to have lying powers. He's going to have lying signs.
Don't have power.
Yep.
Gonna give you signs. Gonna make you wonder.
But they all lies.
They all lies.
And then it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. Why? Because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Well, how this happen? For this cause Elohim shall send them strong delusions that they should believe the lie. So this is talking to saints. This is talking to saints who sat in these type of classes and refuse to believe. Refuse to see this thing all the way through. Yah gave them over. We've identified the black church, the white church, the school system. We even got groups out here talking about man and boy love. You know, how far mankind has fallen. Governments used to be against pedophilia. Now governments is backing this type of behavior up. Certain governments.
Sick.
And then they putting sanctions on certain African countries and even Jamaica. Certain Jamaican artists is coming against homosexuality. They shutting their careers down. Brothers like Shabba Ranks. Hey, shutting their careers down. You ain't heard enough from Shabba Ranks.
Yeah, since the 90s.
Since he came against homosexuality.
See, I didn't know that. I remember you said that last, but I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Oh, yeah. Anybody who's coming against the mysteries of iniquity, hey, they're getting shut down.
You know, rappers we used to like, and they just disappeared.
They just
And then all
disappeared.
of a sudden,
Righteous brothers, man.
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you hear,
They call it the pink gay mafia in Hollywood run the world. That's another one we got to add to the
about to say,
Pink Gay Mafia.
The pink gay mafia. Yep. You got Reverend Al Sharpton leading the head of a gay march. And then he say he finna do a march at the end of the month for 1,000 clergy to march on Trump. I'm supposed to march with you after you marched in the gay parade?
Right.
And then justify it? Tell all your rabbis and your imams and your pastors and your preachers to come march with Reverend Al. Reverend Al, I'm not marching with you, man. Because you're a hypocrite.
and let me tell you something. Y'all know at one time Israel went through 3 nations in a span of 70 years. In the span of 70 years, we were held captive through 3 different nations. Do y'all know what we did when one nation came up against another one? We watched one take over the other.
Yep.
And when that other nation, when Babylon took us, we went into captivity. When the Medes came to fight Babylon to take over them, we just watched them.
Spectators.
When Persia came over to take over the Medes, they made the merge. We just
Prophesied about it.
we like, oh, that's in prophecy.
Yeah.
Yep.
What we doing right now.
Yep.
That's it.
Right.
We just spent, man, we watching them.
Fight.
Grabbing popcorn and everything else, Doritos. Look, you see what Trump said? Oh, man, it's gonna be good.
Yep. My enemy still on my enemy is my entertainment.
That's it.
You know, it's a left hook. Okay, let me see if you come with a right jab. You know, Rounder stole on Rom last week. Hey, Rom hit him back.
Yeah. And when they hit him, like, oh!
He stole on No, the White House stole on Rom. The Trump administration told Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel said, well, this is a what they call it, a safe haven city for
Sanctuary
city for the immigrants, the Hispanics. That's all votes. That's game. You know, this is sanctuary. I'm an immigrant. My daddy was an immigrant. You know, I'm all for immigrants. The Bush administration said, "Hey, man,
Trump."
Yeah, Trump, same thing. The Trump administration, the Trump administration said, "Hey, man, what about the crime in Chicago? Hey, Chicago is dying, killing each other, and you talking about immigrants." I was like, that's a straight up body blow.
And then you know what's so crazy? We like number 5 in killings though, man.
See, but
Yeah,
that's another trick.
It's propaganda.
No, because they have a target on this city.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They have a target. They have plans. This man, Chicago is a hub.
Right.
Yeah, it's for something else.
It's for something else. They want to come and flatten it and do what they're gonna do.
Right.
The propaganda been set out already.
Yeah.
So they can't boost nobody. Everybody talking about the crime in Chicago. We sitting here like, what crime?
Nothing out the ordinary.
Right. Because it's been way worse than
Like
this.
Memphis, worse than us. St. Louis.
Man, oh yeah. It was to me, man. Roughest I've seen Chicago. To me, it had to be in my high school years.
Yeah, that's something I said in the 90s.
It was 90s, man. That was the roughest. I was
90, 91, it was like
that when I went into high school, man. My mother was
NWA
like,
came out.
yeah, she was like, oh boy, it's gonna be rough.